you doing, Jersey? Welcome to Ledger Live. I'm here in Ocean County on the Matiticon River, just past Barnegat Bay. It is hot, it's broiling out here, and man, would I love to go for a swim. No dice. Water's too dirty. You can see signs like this a lot these days on the shores here and on Barnegat Bay. Environmentalists say Barnegat Bay, one of New Jersey's most cherished waterways, is dying. And you'd be surprised to know one of the main culprits killing it: your lawn. Well, more specifically, scientists say it's the fertilizers used on front lawns and golf courses, which eventually runs into the bay and its tributaries, which have led to skyrocketing nitrogen levels in the water. The last big study in 2007 found that 30% of the nitrogen in the bay comes from runoff, much of it from fertilizer. Nitrogen causes algae blooms that choke out grasses and native plants, causing the ecosystem to collapse. The process, called eutrophication, is blamed for an infestation last summer of stinging sea nettle jellyfish. Looks like they're back again this year.
30 years ago, this Barnegat Bay was in terrible, terrible shape because we had sewers going into it. There were no good septic systems. Everybody had a little septic tank in their backyard, and all the sewage went in. When Ocean County put in sewers, the bay got much, much cleaner. When Toms River Chemical closed, the bay got much, much cleaner. Now our major problem in this bay is non-point source pollution. Point source pollution comes from all of us, unfortunately. And the main pollutant that's getting into Barnegat Bay right now that's affecting it a great deal is fertilizer. That is huge. Nitrogen is coming in. And the thing that we can do most about is fertilizer, because nobody really should have a green lawn in their yard if they live on a barrier island around Barnegat Bay. Just, they're not meant to be here.
How completely ridiculous is that? I mean, most of our forms of pollution, at least they're the byproduct of something we need, something that makes sense, like burning fossil fuels, because we need our cars and trucks to run, we need transportation. But to be polluting the waterways just so we can have this ultra-green Technicolor lawn? Truth is, we've all been brainwashed by commercials like these.
Seems to be an ongoing struggle of backbreaking, tedious work.
Do you want a great-looking lawn? It takes a lot of hard work. How about fewer weeds, faster? That requires all the right equipment.
They're back! Wouldn't you give anything for a lawn this green and healthy?
Let me ask you a question. Do weeds piss you off?
There's a diabolical conspiracy afoot to overrun your lawn and turn it from a lovely green to a dastardly yellow. Dandelions. But there's help from Weed Man!
All right, time for a counterpoint. People whose jobs it is to keep lawns like this one green say the role of fertilizer in the bay's troubles is being exaggerated.
Yes, we have nutrient issues. Yes, we have stormwater pollution issues. Yes, we have even bigger issues with cooling tower inadequacies and overdevelopment and sewage treatment being dropped in. That, the fertilization is a piece of it. When it's done properly, nothing comes off. It isn't a perfect world, especially with homeowners. So education is the key, making sure best management practices are in place. It's not the product, it's not lawns, it's, and I think it's incorrect to say fertilizers are the problem. I think it's nutrients, and that nutrients come from a lot of different sources, not just a lawn and a landscape.
Still, most people agree fertilizer is playing some role. And as I drove around Brick Township yesterday, I met a lot of homeowners who weren't making the connection. Do you put fertilizer down?
I do put fertilizer on.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive now.
Are you aware that fertilizer runs off into the bay and has been causing problems there? One of the things I'm trying to talk about is people don't know about it, the problem. There's not much awareness campaigns.
I think there is awareness of it. But typically a lot of people in the neighborhood have landscapers. And, of course, they have all pesticides. I don't know of anybody who uses anything natural.
Well, it's not quite a dip in the river, but it'll have to do. After my cool down, I looked across the street where I think I stumbled upon the solution to all this. Richard Brower. This guy's 73 years old. He lives with his mom, who's 102, and their lawn looks fine. When I asked Brower if he uses fertilizer, he looked at me like I have two heads. Well, you never saw any need for fertilizer on your lawn?
No.
You never saw the need to put fertilizer, make your grass greener?
No. It's green enough, isn't it?
Looks good to me.
Yeah, it's good to me too.
Well, that solves that problem, and that wraps up Ledger Live. Take it easy, Jersey.